All right. So welcome everybody. We're going to get a little moment here to ask some questions of our principal, Mr. Justin Hanula. We have invited him actually to FBC. And so that's why we are together here today to sort of find a little bit about this school closure that's going on. So we're going to begin, and the students are going to ask questions and he's going to respond. And hopefully this will be helpful to you as a community, those of you who take the time to listen.
Thank you, Ms. Margaret.
What factors would determine whether or not we came back on December 1st, and how can we as students help to ensure that we do go back?
Yeah, great question there too, Ella. So, the factors for our closure was recent cases that we've reported at the high school, and there's a dashboard that makes all that transparent. So when we get reported a case either directly to the school or through the Department of Health, we report that out. Dr. Schultz reports that out through a dashboard on the Lower Dauphin School District website. So it was a combination of that, and then also our staffing that led to our closure. So what I really believe is those factors are going to be better with the break, and with our staff being out of the building and with our students being out of the building. Those factors should be in a much better place that we're ready to come back on December 1st. What can we do to ensure that we stay open? Really, and I think it's those little things. And I think FBC interviewed me back in the beginning of the school year and said, what do we need to do to get better? And at that point, and really, frankly, still, our students are doing a great job. It's wearing masks, it's social distancing, it is, our hybrid model of not having 1,100 kids there on a daily basis right now is really working for us. So I would say too, to extend that outside of school. Dr. Schultz talked Monday night at the board meeting. We're not aware of any spread taking place in the school. It's outside of the school where we believe these cases are happening. So yeah, we want to stay open, and those little things, if we can do it to stay open, that's what we need to do as adults and students in the building.
So if we come back, do you have any idea of how the school might deal with the travel regulations that were just implemented by the state?
Janie, we better be coming back on December 1st. So that's something we actually, we started working on that yesterday. And if students have put in educational trip forms, that's something that Mr. Wassler, our assistant principal, and Mrs. Brixius, one of our secretaries, they're working to communicate with those families about our school expectations for return for travel of out of state. We need to follow the most recent guidelines put out by the state. And so if that means families need to quarantine and students need to quarantine, then that's what we're going to adhere to.
My question for you, Mr. Hanula, is how much communication does LDSD have with Governor Wolf?
Yeah, that's a great question, Bridget. I can tell you firsthand, I don't talk with Governor Wolf, but how local governments work is that Dr. Schultz is the superintendent and the leader of our district. I know he has had meetings with the Secretary of Education, and I think Governor Wolf, if he wasn't there, the Secretary of Education speaks on his behalf. I don't think those meetings have been frequent, but I do know that they happen. There are definitely open channels with the state and what they're looking to do from a governor perspective, and then also from a State Board of Education perspective.